On Newzroom Africa's the politics editor Lukhanyo Calatha is in Bloemfontein following the ANC's celebration proceedings. He joins us now live from there. Lukhanyo, we know that January 8th for the ANC is, an opportunity for them to mark the party's anniversary, the anniversary of its inception. But make no mistake, this is also a glimpse into the party's strategy and certainly marching orders for the year.
Togozo, good morning. Indeed, this is obviously quite a significant day for the African National Congress. It was on this day, all the way back in 1912, where some of the country's best at the time came together and decided to form what was then called the South African National Natives Congress. It ultimately became the African National Congress that we know today. Now, on that day, behind me is the church where these leaders had gathered. Now, we gather also in a place, Bloemfontein in Togozo, that is home to two former ANC presidents, and the current ANC president, Cyril Ramaphosa, had made that clear last night, when he recalled, for instance, the significant role that someone like Z.R. Mahabane had played as ANC president on two separate occasions, once in the 1920s, between 1924 and 1927, as well as again in the 1930s, between 1937 and 1940. There was then a 10-year span, basically, where the party was then led by A.B. Xuma. Xuma was then replaced by Dr. James Moroka in 1949, and now Moroka was also, of course, from Bloemfontein. So this city, this province, as well as this church behind me, Togozo, steeped in the folklore and in the history of the African National Congress. And today, obviously, in just less than an hour's time, we do expect the President Cyril Ramaphosa, as well as a number of members and leaders of the African National Congress, to obviously then come through, and to walk these hallowed grounds and pay their respects as part of the pilgrimage that the President spoke about last night during the gala dinner in Togozo.
Lukhanyo, reflecting on, the rich history of the African National Congress, those revered leaders that you just named for us, there's been a lot of criticism around the January 8th statement in more recent times. The fact that it's, lost touch with South African citizens, that it no longer speaks particularly to the black majority. Your thoughts on that?
There was remember that when the January 8th statement was first delivered by former ANC President O.R. Tambo in 1972, it was at a different time, right? We were under apartheid. The African National Congress was an organization at the time that was banned. So those statements that were delivered, really rallied the troops from O.R. Tambo. So, and every year it was then used almost as a to get everybody in line to say, for this year, this is what we as the African National Congress and every freedom-loving, not just South African, but freedom-loving individual in the world, this is what it is that we're doing. So from 1972, all the way up until 1994, or at least 1995, the January 8th statement was delivered during a time when the ANC was an underground liberation movement. Now, of course, since 94, the African National Congress is a party that is in government. So, of course, the messaging of January 8th is going to change slightly, because now the African National Congress has to be a political party that is in government. So it's no longer speaking to mostly, cadres and supporters of the African National Congress, but the party is now speaking to a broader society as the leader of society. So, of course, that message was always going to change. Because now the ANC is no longer a liberation movement, really. It is now a political party that's in government. Ntokozo?
Well, Lukhanyo, we'll leave it there for now, of course. We'll continue to bring you the latest from Mangaung in preparation of that major speech to be delivered by Party President Cyril Ramaphosa. On to this.